So greetings everyone and welcome to Powertime practice here on the 31st of March, 2018. My name is Sucharita and I'm one of the Pillai Center teachers sharing Dr. Pillai's teachings with the world. And we are so excited because we're just coming off the energies of a full moon. It was a powerful full moon in that it was a full moon that happened twice this month. So not often do we have two full moons in 1 month. So that is very auspicious in the sense that we get to feel fulfilled. We have to feel fulfilled within before we can appreciate abundance surrounding us. We have abundance surrounding us just by life itself. And here we are on Easter weekend. Some Christians celebrated, and we have Christ on the altar along with Ramalingam and also Dr. Pillai and Shiva and all the rest of the beings who are the archetypal beings who are part of the collective unconscious for eternity. And we tap into that energy every day to access the light, the intelligence, the grace, the blessings, the joy, so that we can feel abundance. We feel gratitude. We have appreciation for being alive and being on this earth plane at this point in time, especially when things are so, or seem to be, so much in upheaval. So how do we get the light? Well, Easter weekend is all about that. It's dying off to our old ways of being. It's recreating or resurrecting our soul's consciousness. And then collectively, we can bring in a lot more divinity across the board. So when we take care of ourselves, when we go deep into our own soul's consciousness, and then unleash the power or unlock the power of that divinity within us, and we connect the dots with one another, we actually hold our hand, or the soul's hands of one another. Even though we may not be physically in the same proximity to anyone, and we're not physically touching anyone's hands, we are at the soul level. As we do a meditation practice, as we pray, as we do rituals, as we read the scriptures of all religious beliefs. And then we get into nature and appreciate nature, or we do service. We do something charitable that goes beyond ourselves, beyond our family, beyond our community. We go into someone's life and just smile, or offer a hand, or just sit and listen to their story. And that in and of itself can just raise the light vibration in the person. They may be complaining the whole time, and we may be experiencing that if we have to go to an Easter dinner, or we are traveling and then we have to be with family members that may be a little bit challenging for us to be around because of their life has been challenging. And then we have memories of our childhood that may have not been so positive, or and perhaps that helped us to get on the spiritual path. So there's always a silver lining. So if you're traveling, or if you're with family members, or you're sitting down to dinner and you're just going to start rolling your eyes or talking under your breath or already judging someone, then ask yourself, am I bringing the light? Am I doing the same old, or am I going to die off to that? Am I just going to let it be there in the past? And that's how we will know if we've spiritually evolved. So we can do all the meditations we want. We can chant, we can pray. We can do remedies. We can go to holy places. We can read the holy scriptures. But then, who are we in the presence of those who are suffering a lot? So sometimes just being the light, is going to help evolve ourselves and also the people around us. So it is a first waning moon. We were on the full moon. Now we're going into the waning moon cycle. So it means we're going to go inside internally. And it's going to be quite easy for us. So if we're sitting at an Easter dinner and the conversation is going sideways or just explosive, you know, you're going to do what you can to keep things light. So not that you're going to be laughing at everything or ignoring really inappropriate behavior, but there are going to be moments where you're going to go, oh, this is okay. I can deal with this. And what can I do? I can go internally. I can be chanting my mantras. I can be praying. I can be doing a meditation. So I can just be focusing on the base of my spine, like you could be right now if you are listening, and then you are, maybe some people are getting ready. They're just starting their day. They're getting their kids ready and getting going. People might be driving. People might be just out and about doing whatever they're doing, and they've got their phone on and they're listening to the call. And it's great, because that's how we want to be in life. Meditation shouldn't be something we just turn on and off, or prayer should not be something we just turn on and off. It's something we tap into. It's a stream of consciousness that holds a high vibration, the highest vibration. So to be the light is actually what Easter weekend is all about. And Christ, a couple thousand years ago, did a big symbolic gesture, which was to show us to give up the flesh. It's not going to inherit the kingdom. So he died, and then he just said, I'm going to send the Holy Spirit. And then the Holy Spirit is here for 2,000 plus years. And the Holy Spirit is not a religion. Just as Christianity isn't really a religion, because Christ said, and just follow the way. The way is the light. The light is love. Love is God. Right? So God is love, but love is God. Light is God. That's the highest intelligence. If you have more light, you can see more. You have more intelligence. You can, if you see everything in your life, you will be so crystal clear about what you need to do, because you will choose the option that is going to be more fulfilling, more rewarding. So Christ's message was not to create a big religion. It was to create the following of the way of the light, just like he did. And he said, my Father and I are one. So how do I get to my Father? Well, this physical body is a means to experience the light within. And then the Holy Spirit is the breath. The Holy Spirit is the holy breath. The Holy Spirit is the prana, the life force. So on this full moon going into the waning cycle, we get to go inside naturally and experience a breath that is associated with the air we breathe in and out. However, it's an energy. So today we're going to experience that in a meditation, where we'll go a little bit deeper, a little bit longer in duration. So you might feel like you're lost in space, which will be really great, because if you go into that place inside of yourself so deep, that deep inner space, that is where you're going to experience peace and quiet and light and love of the divine that you cannot imagine. And that's what Christ consciousness is all about. It's going into the third eye, the middle of your brain. So you're going to be experiencing this pinging here, where the red dot is on my forehead, the kumkum. that which helps us to manifest, the goddess energy. It helps us to focus. So we are going to experience this tremendous intelligence within us. And we want to experience it at a personal level, not because somebody's telling us about it. We have to know God. We have to feel God. We have to be God. We have to appreciate God within each and every human being, all living beings. So how? The light. So just like Christ gave up the flesh to show us a couple days later when he rose from the dead, and then he went into the heavens with the light body. So that's what we want to do. We want to be in this world, but not be too concerned about the flesh. Yes, we have to keep this body healthy, and we have to have a roof over our head and clothes, and we have to have medicine and shelter. Those are the basics. But love and light and God and super consciousness, that is what is going to be the glue that makes us to stick to this earth plane and bring in the light. So we need to ground ourselves in the earth. We need to, whatever we're doing is because our soul wanted to do this. Our soul wanted to have this journey, this spiritual journey. And so it needed a vehicle, just like Christ needed his body to do his spiritual sadhana or spiritual journey practice. And he had to evolve it to the level where he could endure what he did on the cross. And then symbolically, what it is the cross is this energy that's going straight up and then across here. You're wiping out the lateral thinking, the thinking that is just going flatline, sideways, and you're always going up. And in every culture, you will see some version of the cross. Even in Hinduism, they have the Shiva Lingam. Where is it? So we've got the Shiva Lingam. And this, you can see, is the vertical, and then you've got the horizontal. So there's always some form. We have a Mruga veil. So we have the shaft is like our backbone, and then this is in our brain. So there's, in every culture, if you Google it, or if you're into it, the symbology of all religions, you will find that there is the symbol of the cross, which means to get rid of this sideways thinking. It keeps us down. It's like a plateau. So it pushes us down, pushes our energy down. What energy? The life force energy, the prana. So the prana can also be associated with the Kundalini energy, the goddess energy within us. So Christ is all about bringing the life force after the body is gone. It's just been tortured, damaged beyond, can't live anymore. But then he tells us a couple of days later, surprise, I'm here, because he was working on his soul's consciousness for all the time that he was away. And then there's teachings where maybe that's mythological or historical accounts of how he went and studied with the yogis, the masters who turned their body into light. But then again, it could be true. So because he went off on the spice trade up to India, and then he met the masters, and then he studied with them for many, many years. And he got to that point where he could endure what he had to endure. And he even cried out, hey, God, the Father, can you just save this cup, this body? Because I could still do some stuff, you know? And, but if you need to take it, then I accept. And then if you're going to let me to keep it, then you will send the angel. And then the angel will come and help. But the angel didn't come because that wasn't the Dharma. So we, as above, that's where the command comes. So we're always seeking our highest intelligence of our soul's consciousness. We all want to experience God. So we want to experience as above. So we have to go to that realm or go inwardly, because the inner space is also connected to the outer space. There's a microcosm and a macrocosm all the same. So getting into the stream of consciousness of being in a meditative state doesn't mean you're spacing out. It means you're fully present to a deeper understanding of who you are. We're diving deep on Easter weekend, especially, to explore compassion, to explore forgiveness, to explore consciousness that is beyond this human limited way of viewing ourselves and others. So we're interacting with others to find out who we are truly as evolving human beings. And can we get to that point where we drop the body? Even though we're in it, we don't have to be stuck on a cross. We don't have to be lashed and tortured and spit at. That's already done. That suffering is over. If we continue to want to do that, then we have to correct that inside of us. And it's maybe taken us several souls' journeys, several lifetimes, or perhaps thousands since we started, or millions. And that we're all a spark of the divine. We're all a spark of God consciousness. And so there's a play going on that we keep evolving. Even the gods are evolving. Technology is evolving so that we can understand how this whole evolution is occurring. Here we are, we're using technology to communicate with one another, to commune with one another, to connect with one another, not just on a screen. We're connecting at a soul level, at a heart level, at a body level. We're looking into each other's eyes. Maybe you can see each other on Zoom. Or you're connecting on the phone and you're hearing that truth. So the light, the way of the light is the way of God, and the light is love. The love is God. The way is the truth. The truth is there is so much more to explore. So just when you feel like you're a compassionate person, a merciful person, a fully forgiving person, you got to go deeper, because the divine is going to show you in your everyday life. You don't have to go far. Just how you get off the bed. How are you getting off the bed? Who are you being as you get off the bed? Are you even off the bed? Who are you being in the bed, right? And then all the way through the day. And then as you go to sleep, what do you do before you go to sleep? So who are you being? Are you just being a robot? Or are you raising your awareness, being alert to the divine in every moment? So power time practice is all about that. You get to be powerful any given moment in time. And if you just tap in at the exact moment that the divine is there waiting. The divine is always there, patient, precious, loving, full of light, to dispel any darkness, any dark moment that we've had to go through. If you can tap into that, then you are divine. I recognize, I see it. It may take some time because the mind can be spinning out in those dark moments. But then once you hold on to that holy breath inside of you, the prana, the life force energy, and you grab onto it like dear life, then you can explore that freedom of being in a whole new way of let go, let God. And then you are always in that elevated state. You're living in the higher chakras. You're not in the lower chakras, which are all about surviving and enjoying comforts, for sure. But then just getting caught up and wasting all your life force going after the next best thing, right? You're never satisfied. So we've got to have what we need, have what we want in life, have a home or a car if you need that. You need to have food, you need to have a job, you need to have clothes and so on. You need to have that. Those are basic needs. They're not wants, they're basic needs. If you don't have those basic needs, then you really need to get looking inside and saying, wow, what's up with me? Because your soul wanted to do that. So here you are, coming to this Palai Center or Ashravid, however you got here, maybe through word of mouth, maybe through the YouTube. And something inside of you is saying, oh, I got to explore this. So we're going to do that today in a meditation, because I can say blah, blah, blah. Or you can read about it on Ashravid or Palai Center. All the services that are offered. Can go on the internet, read about Easter. Read about this whole time that Christ went through. But then you're just filling your brain with some knowledge. And in the yogic tradition, in the Siddha yogic tradition that Dr. Palai hails from, is that knowledge is bondage. So what if you know something? So what? So you have to use the knowledge to do whatever it is you need to do, but then you let it go. And then you dive deeper into that which you don't know, because what you don't know will be so empowering, right? Because you'll be like, oh, wow. I didn't know about that. That's awesome. Because then you can make a decision. Are you going to go for that? Is that a good thing to do? Or is that not a good thing to do? So the knowledge that you have actually blocks you. So we're going to unblock that knowledge that we have, because every moment we are in a new state of being, because we're going like this, we're going up. We're not going along in time. So time just goes along, ticks along, down the road, or back behind us, or sideways, wasting time. So we want to go straight up so that wherever we go, there we are. And we're pulling in the light, we're pulling in the intelligence, we're pulling in that God consciousness. And then that is filling us up, so that when we go deep internally into the deep space of ourselves, we have a light. And that light gets greater and greater and greater. And then it becomes so vast that we can see everything. So the soul's journey to this point really has been separated from the body. It's been, here's my spiritual path, and here's what I got to do in this physical world. So now we're bringing this all together, and it is the golden age. So it's a time where we get to have it all. We get to experience a holistic way of being. You can see more holistic therapies or medicines becoming more mainstream. And allopathy is accepting that more and more as a part and parcel of the whole treatment of a human being who is suffering from some disease or some physical or mental ailment. So we're starting to see, and it's not starting, it has been for decades. We're also starting to see in politics. Things are starting to, yes, that looks pretty messy, but then over the past decades, the dictators have been going out, right? So we're seeing there's a more coming together, or there's more unification of all this high intelligence that these souls are coming to share. Technology is happening so fast. Information is just straight up. So whatever we've known in the past, we have to just keep just letting it go. And then our spiritual path, we can tap into the eternal. And the eternal is made up of all these stories and myths, and that can be very therapeutic. However, since we are going to dive into a practice today where we're going to explore the holy breath, the Holy Spirit, the light, the love of yourself, your highest self, of God consciousness, Christ may appear. Great. Even if you aren't Christian, he might appear. Dr. Ply might appear. Swami Ramalingam might appear. Swami Ramalingam turned the body into light in contemporary times, 1874. And that was Dr. Ply's previous lifetime, most recent previous lifetime. So the path that Dr. Ply hails from is the light body path. So that's a possibility for all of us to get to that state where we don't have to physically die of this body. We can turn all the cells of the body into light and love and experience super consciousness and have no pain and suffering. And then anyone who is around us, they will just be in that presence of the divine. We won't even be there anymore. We will be something so like our super self. And then we will have the ability that God has to just be light, love, miracles. So we can explore that, and we can keep growing towards that, or evolving towards that, putting all our attention and our energy towards that as we're doing our everyday thing that our soul wanted to play out some story. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, because you can't do anyone else's life. So just forget about it. Forget about trying to want to be somebody else. You got to be your highest self. If that is being a mom, if it's being a dad, if it's being a doctor, a lawyer, a banker, an engineer, if it's being a clerk, or it's being someone who serves people, that's God. So do God your best. You know, the Siddhas have so many stories about how they went to a village and they were a cow herder. They took over the role of being a cow herder. because the cows were all sad that their cow herder had died. His name was Muller. And this saint came along and he just saw, oh my God, this is too depressing. You know, the whole village is without milk because all these cows are sad. So, and then everybody's sad because the cow herder has died. So this saint, just out of utter compassion, he's not even thinking because he's not really there. He's just divine. And the divine is compelling him to go and help this village and get these cows to stop mourning and everyone else. So he goes and drops his body, the physical, into a cave. And then he goes in his light body into this guy, Muller. And he makes this guy, Muller, to come alive. Oh my God, the cows are all happy. Moo. They're all happy. So then he says, okay, great. And then the people in the village, my God, this is a miracle. Muller came alive. So, but here's the saint inside. He's like, oh, this is cool. So everybody's happy. Everybody's gnawing. When everybody's sleeping, I'm going to go to the cave and go get my body. You know, he goes to the cave. His body's not there. Someone took it. Oh, no, what to do? Well, I've got this body. Thank God. I have a body now. I can just be this cow herder. So he goes on to be this saint who teaches the light body to the people. And he's a great saint, Tirumular. And some people have gone to India and gone to the temple that he hails from. In his light body is there forever. He's eternal. So we don't have to go to India to experience that, but the point is, if there is a point, we all have the capacity. It's our God-given birthright at the level of the soul and of the physical to explore our karmic path, whatever it is that we're doing. From the level of the soul, we can turn the body into light. And with that light, you will be the light of God, the light of grace, the light of intelligence, miracle consciousness. So whatever you're doing, you can just be that. So you don't need a degree, you don't need any prior practice. A lot of people say, oh, I've been on the spiritual path for 40, 50 years, 60 years. I've had this master, I've had that master. And they're still miserable. They miss. Because you have to be pure, like a child. Like Christ said, you have to be a child. Childlike, not irresponsible or naive, because we're adults. Yeah, you have to have that innocence, that purity, that openness to learn something about yourself, to explore something. So we're going to explore our highest self, our God-given, no education necessary, no theoretical knowledge necessary, only the grace and blessings of high beings. And because we're here on the path with Dr. Ply, he's paving the way. He is the light, he is the way. He is connected to the highest intelligence. He has a light body. I have a picture. Someone took a picture of him in New York at a New York event. There's a New York event coming up, so I'll just remind everyone. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but here he is. There's people in the crowd, and the person was taking the picture from the audience. And there's so much light around, and there's his body. There's his two eyes. Do you see them? His whole body turned into light. And this person had just snapped it. They were just snapping pictures. They weren't going, oh, there's his light body. They just snapped the picture. And his whole body turned to light. So, and there have been other pictures where people have done that, where they've snapped just in that moment. And other people are snapping away. They didn't get that on their camera. So the divine is always at play. It's always giving us clues to what it is that we can evolve to. And that's whether or not we want to, that's totally up to each and every individual. So it doesn't mean that you quit your doing what you're doing. In fact, you have to do it even more. And here we are on Saturdays, where Saturn is the planet that tells us, get on your spiritual path and get to work. Get working in your everyday life, because the God wants you to be in your everyday life, being spiritual in your everyday life. Because your soul's journey is so unique. And it doesn't matter what it's doing. The divine will always provide if you are doing the work. So please, those people who say, oh, I'm just going to do my spiritual path because who cares about money? Who cares about all the rest? You have to, because you can't do what Christ did a couple thousand years ago, or what these masters did thousands and thousands of years ago. It's not the same time. We're living in a time where you gotta have a roof over your head. You have to have clothes. You have to have your basic needs met. And then if you're on the spiritual path, to be able to study with a master in this day and age, you've got to be able to afford to do that. But here we are, we have free programs, so that's good. We can call on Dr. Bly because he doesn't have to physically be here. He can be here in the presence. In his absence of his physical body, he can be here present in his light body. And that's what a spiritual master will do. He will get into your soul and he will wake it up as you go into the stream of consciousness. And Saturn is going to make you to be focused, persistent, patient, and dive into your spiritual practices in your everyday working life and every moment. So there's going to be an action that takes place that will be activated by Dr. Pillai. You'll feel it. And some people will say, I don't feel a thing. And you may not, if there's so much negativity bombarding you. Or if you're so stuck in your old way of being, you know everything, then you're just blocking. And that's fine. There might be a bit of a block, but don't feel bad either. Just feel, okay, if the light is only this big, like a pinhole, that'll be good enough. That's your starting point. But what you will know later on is that it will grow, it will explode like an atom, right? And then you'll go, whoa. And you'll keep doing your practices, keep doing your mantras, because it's like planting a seed. You don't go and dig it up and see if the roots are growing or the sprout has opened up. You just plant the seed and you keep watering it and you keep looking at the earth and going, are you going to come up yet? And you keep getting the sunshine in there. Maybe a little fertilizer, plant food, something. And then as time goes on, the roots will take hold and the plant will go up. If you don't root yourself into this earth plane, you just be like a vegetable, like a zombie. as Dr. Ply shared with some of us. You're a spiritual zombie. What are you doing in your life? Get doing something. Go take care of yourself. He doesn't have an ashram for that reason, because that's a way of exploring your spiritual path, if that is what your soul's journey is all about. But it's not easy to do, especially people who have families, or they just don't have the karma to do that. So you got to bring the light into your everyday life, because you're going to spend 8 hours at work, so there better be light if it's not a great place to work, right? That your soul wanted to do that. Welcome to your karma. And if you want to change it, what do you got to do? You got to change yourself. And you got to raise your vibration. You got to get at a speed of light like Christ. After he left, then the Holy Spirit came, and the Holy Spirit didn't have a physical form. And when the Holy Spirit came 50 days later, the people who were praying and who were staying in that contemplative state, that communion with Christ, what happened is they could do miracles. And it didn't matter. It was just that the Holy Spirit came, it got into people, and they could prophesize, they could do miracles, they could do all kinds of supernatural things. So that's what we want. We want that holy breath that is available to all of us internally. You don't have to go anywhere but inward. And on that journey inward, stuff will come up. So maybe some people will have some deep connection to Christ consciousness or any spiritual master. Those of you who need to go, thanks so much for joining. Have a wonderful Easter weekend. Be safe, be happy, be the light, be the love, and the grace of God. We'll see you next time. Can listen to the rest of this recording. It'll be posted to the blog. Then those of you who are going to stay, this is part of the call where we can take some questions or share some experiences. If anyone can speak after that one. I don't know about you, but I dove deep. That's the divine guiding us. We never know what's going to happen in these calls, right? So I will unmute everyone. There we go. Now you can press *6 if you're on the phone, or you can just unmute your mic on the lower left-hand corner of your Zoom screen. Yes. Hello, Shushma.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. Yes, I think Divine wanted me to join. I totally forgot initially. Then just before you started the meditation, I was able to, join you guys. And it was marvelous. I mean, I really needed, I could feel Dr. Ply's presence. I really called upon him, and he did come. It was
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's how we know, right? That we're connecting to the highest self, because he will reveal that to us.
Yes. It was just, I can't describe. The feeling is beyond describing. And I was able to see and feel with my closed eyes, see and feel the light as you were guiding. And I really looking forward to when this will be posted. I will do that again.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much for joining, Shushma, and for sharing your experience.
Thank you.
Karen, did you want to share? You had your hand up, but maybe you can just interrupt. No, you don't need to put your hand up. You can just say, hi, I want to share an experience or want to ask a question. We're pretty free flowing here. We're practicing being free. Free spirited. Did anyone feel any releasing of some deep emotions or some connection to Christ or the divine beings who have turned the body into light? Maybe you didn't know them, but maybe they appeared to you. Did that happen for anyone?
So this is Karen Thompson. Can you hear me?
Hi, Karen. How are you? Artie will take you next. Karen, go ahead.
After I raised my hand, I had to step back and get a little honey and ginger. It just felt like I needed something to sort of absorb this experience that I had. So
Oh, 1 second. Okay, go ahead, Karen. There was just some background noise.
I was saying that I needed a moment after I raised my hand. I had this sort of a craving for honey and ginger, so I stopped and enjoyed that. But
Why do you take honey and ginger? Pop question.
I could talk for a very long time on why, but at that moment, it felt like a match to the experience that I had, where quite a few things were happening after we received the light energy from Dr. Pillai. But then my face, I was breathing in my face in a way that was unfamiliar. And so my face felt like a planet. And so I was having this conversation with this planet, and I said, "Who are you?" And the planet said, "I am Jupiter." And although it said it was Jupiter, I could feel these rings that felt like Saturn. And so then I said, "Well, are you Jupiter or are you Saturn?" And it says, "I am Jupiter. I love you. If you chant to me, I can help you." And then the Saturn wings sort of backed off. And then the planet that kind of felt like they were sort of off of their axis stabilized. And then I was breathing normal like a human again. So cool. That's it.
Fantastic, Karen. So this is all about tapping into the energy of the power time. So the power behind time. So Karen's experience is Jupiter. Jupiter is Guru in Sanskrit. So it is the dispeller of darkness. And Saturn can kind of come in because that's his day today. He rules Saturn, or Saturday. Can see it in his name. And what he does is he will show us where our karma is. And that may be a little bit dark if it's challenging. So Guru's grace can override Saturn's wrath. So if we are having to go through a Saturn period in our lives, which we all do, by the way, no one escapes Saturn ever. So even if you're not going through 7.5 years of Saturn, if you know about this in astrology, or 19 years of Saturn as your major influential planet, transiting your chart, taking you through your life for the next 19 years, or if it is placed in various houses where it can cause you to feel or experience delays and obstacles and really harsh karmas, meaning your thinking is harsh toward yourself. So you got to lighten up. So sounds to me that you had an experience of Guru's grace coming in your face and being that surrounding light, so that even the harshness of Saturn's, whatever Saturn is delivering to you right now, at this point in time, you are getting the blessings, that ability to pierce through the darkness or the ignorance or that because ignorance is just like you're not looking at your life where it's causing you to have problems. So Guru's grace is going to help you to pierce through your fears or your inability to go and explore those different areas of life, so that you have that light and intelligence. So the light is the intelligence. And then that is also fortune, right? Because Guru also means the ability to recreate a new life, also to sustain it, and then also to protect yourself from, the harshness of everyday life, which is Saturn laced. Saturn is throughout because most of our day is full of work, right? We work for 8 hours minimum because we also have to get up and get prepared for work. And then after work, we have to wind down from it. So a lot of like a third of our life is at work doing something. And then we are sleeping 8 hours. The other 8 hours are wasted time. So that's when we want to put in those other 8 hours our meditation, at least some form of meditation, because that is high intelligence. And then that will help to override any of the doom and gloom of the work day. And it can be you love your work, but you can exhaust your energy, your life force can go, even in that love of your work. So you have to take care of this physical body. And then so Saturn coming and saying, okay, whatever it's saying to you, Karen, or anyone else, look at that work day and how you are using your energy, and allow Guru's grace to come. So it's easy. This meditation is pretty easy. I don't know where it came from, but it came. I never have a plan of what is going to happen because we're in a stream of consciousness of right now. So who's coming in now? So that Christ consciousness is coming in, or Arutparam Jyoti consciousness is coming in, or A-U consciousness is coming in. Na-ma-shi-ba-ya consciousness is coming in. And then Dr. Pillai is surrounding us and just making us to feel what that would feel like, to be just going so deep and so expansive at the same time, where you just are lost. And then you are present to the spirit world where the planetary beings can come. It's a beingness, it's a consciousness. And then they're telling us what we need to know. But then you have to explore that afterwards as well, because sometimes we get a message or we read something, even if it's not spiritual, we're reading anything and we just can read it and read it. We have to read it over and over for it to really sink in. Or we can skim it and it doesn't matter. So that's what we do on the spiritual path. It's our highest education. We have to educate ourselves. No one else is going to educate us to explore our highest selves. We can have some teachings, some guidance, but then we have to do the practice of educating ourselves, bringing our highest intelligence, doing what we need to do to feed the soul, to feed the body, to feed the mind, to make it so that we don't have to die on the cross. We can go to that highest state of consciousness and be in that state in the body. And then when it's time, and that could be living in a light body for thousands of years, lifetimes of people you could help. That's kind of fun to think about. Artie, you have to unmute your mic, Artie. Or do you want me to unmute you? I hesitate because I don't know what people are doing. Okay. Is there anyone else? who wants to share? Oh, I should check the chat.
I have a question.
Hey, Lalita, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I got a text yesterday from a friend. I had told them about the Horror Watch. And they're saying to me, they're asking me a question about how, have you noticed on there that the full moon start time does not match with mainstream start time? And I didn't know how to answer that question.
So the full moon time is not?
It says, Vinda noticed that the regular mainstream calendar has different dates than his Vedanta calendar application for full moons. It is off by a full day. His app is set to our time zone too, so that would not be a factor. Have you come across something like this before? Any idea? Actually, it's the same app that you suggested to him, Horror Watch. Have you noticed on there that the full moon start time does not match with mainstream start time?
So mainstream full moon, you mean Western astrology?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Vedic astrology goes by the moon calendar. So the Vedic calendar of ancient times translates into various time zones. And that is quite different from maybe like about a day off. So,
okay. So
yeah.
I should tell him that Vedic astrology follows the moon calendar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the astrology like the sun, more the sun.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not the sun. Okay, very good. That's good.
Yeah, and here's the thing is that in different astrology calculations, there can be variations. Even in Vedic astrology, there can be different calculations of the planets and the stars and so on. But if you're following the Horror Watch and you're on this path, or you're sharing it with someone and they are receptive to it, they don't know maybe, but they will be growing that interest. So the idea is to take in all knowledge and see what fits best with you, what feels right for you, because this is a very subtle path as well. So the subtlest is the highest path.
Okay. The other question is too, is it's like, okay, your birthday, I was listening to an astrology call, and it's like your birthday, like, you know how Dr. Fly celebrates his spiritual birthday and his regular birthday, right? Well, probably his spiritual birthday more. But now, if your birthday is in the month of April, and like my star is Kritika, then my real birthday is when Kritika is in April. Does that make sense, the question?
I'm just looking on the calendar here. Kritika star happened on the 21st of March.
Okay.
And then for April, it will be on the 17th. So if your birthday is closer to the 17th.
Oh, my birthday is the 16th, so the 17th, that would be my real birthday. Just really celebrate the 17th, the day of my star, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And last thing is
both.
What? Oh yeah, I'll celebrate both. But I mean, I just wanted to know. So like, it's like whichever star is closest, whether it would be March or April, the one that would be closest to the birthday would be your spiritual birthday.
Yeah, you can go by.
Okay, great. And I also want to shout out, I'm sure Fran Napoli is on the line. It's her birthday today, so happy birthday, Fran.
Oh, happy birthday, Franny.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, so that's it. Thank you so much.
How was the meditation?
Meditation was great. I was kind of doing some stuff while I was listening to it, so I usually have my eyes totally closed. I was multitasking, so I didn't go as deep as I could have. But it was pleasant. It was very nice.
Good.
Yeah. And I loved, I have to tell you, I loved the Rama call. The Rama call was great last week.
Which call?
The Rama.
Oh, last week, the power of Rama, the royal power of
Rama. That was like so good. Thank you for that. That was awesome. And, I
forget
love that class. I love the chants. And what I'm doing is I'm just using the Ram chant to like go to sleep with. Very nice. And today I was playing it in the background. I really resonate with it, so I'm really enjoying it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, it's carrying on for 9 days. So I've been waking up every day singing Rama as well throughout the day. And I'm like, I got to get to my other mantras.
Yeah, right. I still have to do my Srimati's and everything else, but it's so beautiful. And the chanting is like, I don't know, it's like a song. You know what I mean? It's like, and a song that keeps going on and on and on and on. You know, it's very nice. I really liked it.
Beautiful.
I really, really liked it. And your class was very good last Sunday, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Lalita.
Mm-hmm.
God bless.
God bless you too. Bye.
Artie.
Hello. Yeah, happy sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Actually, I so couldn't know this meditation time and my cooking time is same, so I couldn't concentrate fully. But whenever I get a time, I just while doing and when I'm standing idle, I just close my eyes and try to concentrate as per your instructions. When you said okay, you visualize Dr. Pillai standing in front of you. I could visualize Dr. Pillai for the first time, full standing above head level. And then after that, instead of coming the light, I was just feeling some loving touch on my face and head. It lasts for 25-30 seconds, but that was a lovely touch.
Wow. Sounds like you got a blessing.
Yeah. So thank you for your help.
Oh, thank you, Artie.
Have a nice weekend. Bye.
You too. Happy Easter.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hi, Sucharita.
Hi, Linda. Happy Easter. How are you?
Very good. Better than I have been in a long time. I have a question. Are you doing the call tomorrow?
For?
Shreen Brzee?
Yes.
Because the link hasn't been sent out yet. How do we sign into it? Is it going to be Zoom?
Yeah, that would be good to know. I have to get a link too to start the call. So I have not checked into that yet, but please send an email to programs@flycenter.com.
Well, they won't get it in time. Today's Saturday, and that's tomorrow morning, Sunday morning.
All right, I'll send out a chat. I'll send out a message to the team and ask them what the issue is.
Because it says
there's no Shreen Brzee call tomorrow. The class has ended. It ended March 30th, 1st. So they're not having a class tomorrow.
No, that's
we are actually. Lalita.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, if you sign up for the Shreen Brzee immersion, which is happening May 20th, then you can join a bridging program. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Sucharita. Can you hear me? It's Divine.
Hi, Divine.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Two things. I just signed up for the Shreen Brzee immersion, and if one goes into the Pillai Academy under courses, it has the call-in details for tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday, all throughout the next 7 weeks. So I hope that helps whoever was just asking about it. And then number two, my birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday to you.
Thank you. And I missed the birthday package. I mean, I could still enroll, but it said that it at least needed 2 days prior to your birthday. But they said if you sign up late, they would do it on your birth star day. Yeah. And I was trying to find out I know my birth star is Ashwini, but when is that?
Ashwini is happening on April 15th.
Oh, okay. And so
you didn't miss it.
I didn't miss it. Okay. Good, because I just heard you say something about March 16th if your birthday is closer to March or April, so then I was a little concerned, but that was for a different birth star, right?
Yeah, you're going to have some pretty amazing energy in there and clearing of ancestors. So divine, you're all in divine time.
Okay, great. I so enjoyed the meditation. I mean, and I enjoyed the fire lab last night and the chanting, and Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, I'll sign up for the birthday program. But yes, for anyone, all the call-in details are on account. It's under a different course than our Wealth Rising. If they signed up for it, there'll be, you know, a different course in their account. So.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing those details because it's happening so fast, right? I was just asked, can you do the calls? I go, what is this program? Awesome.
Okay. Thank you. I'm off to yoga. Everyone have a beautiful day. Many blessings.
Okay. God bless. Happy Easter, Divine.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. So did that answer your question, Linda?
No, because I went to Pillai Academy just a few minutes ago and there's still nothing there. I signed up on the 31st and it said wait 24 hours and it's been 48. And it definitely mentions April 1 as the call tomorrow.
Okay, can you send an email, put to me, and then also to programs@plycenter.com and put urgent on it?
Which address for you?
Anyone, sutrita@plycenter.com, sutrita@astrovid.com.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Linda, we'll see you there. So Shilpa's asking, can we share the link for the immersion program? I'm not sure if someone was on there. You or Linda, are you on there? Can you share the link for the immersion program on Ply Center?
You talking?
Oh.
Sucharita, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
And what do you want?
Could you send the link, post the link on the Zoom group chat to the Srimbrazi immersion program?
I don't understand what you're saying.
There's a link on Ply Center to sign up for the program, to register for the program. Could you copy and paste that link into the chat here on Zoom?
So somebody can buy the program?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll do it.
Aw, thank you. Okay, so yes, Shilpa, she's gonna post that for you. Fran is saying, so happy to be in the blessed energy. Oh, this is Fran's birthday. Okay, Fran, why don't you come on and say hi? I know if you're shy, you don't have to, but why not?
Hey there.
Hi, Fran, how are you? Happy birthday to you.
I am very grateful, thank you. I had a ride to a store this morning and we got back late, but it was so nice when I sat down and you were meditating. I'm like, oh, I'm still in the group. And the light just pulled, you know, I just felt like I landed on a nest. And it didn't, you know, I didn't have a full range of the experience, but I'll have to do the replay. Anyway, thank you all. And I wanted to ask, was the last night Fire Lab open to the Srimbrazi group from before or no?
Yeah, so it was open to everyone. It was open to the public, but you had to purchase it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so the Wealth Rising group members, they could purchase it with a coupon code.
Can you buy it late?
I think it should be posted to.
Kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, it's probably posted to the blog or posted to Ply Center or posted to Wealth Rising.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, that's good. Yeah, what is the star today?
The star today, look at you, all-time Shakti Power Time people. So the star today, it's the 31st of March. Chitra star is happening at 8 o'clock in Eastern Daylight Time. So still we're in Hasta. Hasta star is, Hasta means hand. And it is a healing hand.
Oh.
So, and we have that ability with when we're paying attention to Hasta star, we can pay attention to our hands. So I'm curious to hear if anyone felt heat in their palm chakras, because those are very powerful chakras. So they will activate the whole body. And they bring in a lot of divinity. That's why you go like this and you ask for God. You know, you're praying to God, please help me, right? You're having the hands up so that the divine light comes into the palms. So Hasta has, you can practice that today up until 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. And practice bringing that divinity into the palms. So you just say, please God, it's Easter weekend. I want to receive this light, this grace. Because you can have intelligence, but if you don't have grace, then there's no mercy, there's no compassion. It's all in your head. It's all in a thinking or theoretical or academic process. It's not filtering through the whole being. Wisdom. Wisdom is grace. So you have to just say, please give it to me. You can't have anything in your hands because you'll block the palms. You'll block those chakras. So when you hold it up and then it just pours into you. So you can try that too if you can't do a meditation or your head is too busy with thinking, thoughts being bombarding you, then you just raise the hands and then you'll feel the light of God. You can feel that more today with Hasta Star.
I feel it in my palms always when I just turn them upside down.
When's your birthday or star? What's your star?
Mishira.
Mrigashira?
Mishira, that's it.
Mrigashira star happened last Friday.
Wow. So
if you missed it last Friday, you can celebrate it on the 19th of April.
Perfect.
Happy birth month.
This is good. I didn't think about that before.
It's your spirit. That's the star of your soul's journey. So your soul is speaking to you. Find out more about me. Don't miss next time.
It's all good. Yeah, I received an inheritance. Jermaine mentioned
Oh, congratulations.
just at the end of the Stream Physique class. I'm like, okay, couldn't get better timing.
So it was right during Shreem Brazil Wealth Rising that you got the inheritance?
As it ended. Just as it ended.
Just as it ended.
Yes.
It was also on your birth star.
It was on
last
your
week
birthday.
ago. Yeah.
That's right. Well, yeah, I haven't figured out how to work it out yet, but it's enough that I haven't seen in a long, I don't think I've ever seen that much.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, and I have to thank Jermaine. She had been my sponsor for the Stream class. And she's always there, you know, full. She's to me like Lakshmi all the time.
Who's that, friend?
Jermaine. She's.
Oh, Jermaine. Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, we've been friends since I think the 70s. Yeah, late 70s.
Fran introduced me to Dr. Pillai.
Well, there you go.
See?
Spiritual sisters. Forever.
That's for sure.
Yeah, we were thinking about going to San Diego. I don't know if that's formulated.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
Don't think about it. Go. If you can.
Yeah.
If you can.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you in private about it. Yeah, figure some stuff out. But thank you so much. I mean, you've been my inspiration through the whole time. And for as long as I have known you being online, I've been online. I don't miss it. Most of the time, I never miss. And I just bask in this whole process. No matter what happens, I get third eye stuff. It is always a new thing going on. And it's fresh and so energizing. Really, it's deep. And I really appreciate all the work here and all that you do and your constant presence with all of us. Yeah, more of it seeps in as time goes on. Sort of quite a little bit nervous now. But okay, let me just say thank you. And then we'll take that in.
Well, thank you for sharing, and happy birthday, Fran, and have a beautiful time in San Diego. And enjoy the blessings from Dr. Ply, even if you don't go, because you're immersed yourself in Wealth Rising. And that's what happens in these programs, is we don't know till the very end. So that's where you can't quit. It's your soul saying, keep going, keep going. I'm gonna have a big surprise for you. So God bless you, and thank you for sharing about that. It inspires all of us to keep going and get that unexpected gift from the divine.
Thank you so much.
Hmm.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace to you too. God bless.
And happy Easter, everyone.
Happy Easter, yes. So there's some posts on chat. Linda, how are you? Do you want to come on again?
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
If my birthday was January 13 and my birthday was Uttara Shada, which is January 16, is that the spiritual birthday?
Yeah.
Okay. And I sign up for a lot of things, so I can never know, is it this remedy or that remedy that's causing a change in my life? And it doesn't really matter, but they'll say, well, you're doing Shrim Brzee, what did you get? But I don't know that it's from Shrim Brzee. It could be from anything, because I do whatever I can, eh? But in any case, last weekend I was in Toronto. There was one of my gurus were there. You might maybe saw the ad since you live close to there. But that was a really surprise that I wasn't expecting. And then weight has always been an issue of mine. And it's either like I'm on a roll and I'm doing good, or I fall off the wagon, and God knows when I'll get back on a roll again. But anyways, I told people that I know that I was getting back on a roll again, and I wasn't going to tempt myself in any way, like setting up some future thing. Well, I'll just go out for that because it'll be a treat because I'm doing so good, because that will be the thing that gets me off the roll, and then I'm on a different unwanted role. So anyways, I've been doing a really disciplined, healthy, light diet for 18 days. And after a number of days, I noticed that I didn't have a craving for chocolate or anything specific, even when I deliberately thought about those things to see how my system reacted. But I could sense that the negative energy inside of me definitely wanted something, but it wasn't coming across like, well, eat chocolate or eat anything specific. It's just I was aware of this. And then it got to the point where I could be looking at anything in the grocery store, like the worst thing possible, and I had absolutely zero desire or urge or temptation or anything for it. It was just like I'm looking at a blank wall. So things are really doing good. And then like in this apartment, I'm in an old house, even though I call it an apartment. And there's issues that have been here since I moved in that I would like changes with, but they're not things that I would pay money for. Anyways, the electrician at work, he came over last Wednesday, and I have this living room fan with lights. The fan works and the lights never have, and he got that working. And then he said, well, I'll come back and put a dimmer switch on your wall here. And then he's coming back with another thing for my outside light. And then he took down the bathroom fan up in the ceiling, because I said, I don't want to hear that when I put on the light. So he disconnected that. So now when I'm in the shower, I can hear the mantras playing from the living room. So anyways, I've been thinking up all these jobs because I make him suffer, and he's happy with that, and he wants to come back and do more stuff. So you could see that this is really a divine intervention, that he's dealing with all these issues. Because I got a very cheap place. I get like rent and utilities in a house for $600 a month. This is really good. And he's dealing with these other issues. So this is something that hasn't went on for the few years I've lived here. And like all of a sudden it's happening. So it's a deal. And then last night doing the late calls with you, and I still woke up early and did all the Saturn stuff this morning, because on the Astroved TV, they have the Saturn chanting. Mm-hmm. And then the Ultimate Saturn program is immediately following that. And I woke up early enough that I got enough sleep and was able to do both the late night call and the early morning call that you take for granted that you can do, but I've never been able to do it. So that was quite a noticeable change too. So, and another thing I noticed when I come back from Toronto, like early in the week, after I got past the all day driving and stuff like this, was I noticed I felt different. It's kind of like I felt zero anxiety just when I was walking. Like I might be at work walking or anything, but instead of having a little bit of anxiety in the background about anything, I felt completely different. Like it's a different me. I'm feeling different. I'm feeling like calm and confident. Like it wouldn't matter what happened. I could just feel it was different. There wasn't any anxiety there. And I've never noticed anxiety, but that obviously there was some, because I could feel different, like there was zero. And that's what made me have the awareness that there must have been some before, because I'm feeling different now, like there's zero. So that was a noticeable change too. So anyways, I keep doing all the programs and everything I can. And the big change I want is in my career, because everything's going really good at work. The only negative thing there is the owner, which I've talked to you about before, but it's got to the point where he's only coming in for 5 minutes in a week, but those 5 minutes are
That's great.
it sounds great, but when he's there, you're very aware of the negativity, and I'm limited by him, see, because you know, I got a raise not that long ago, which I maybe didn't tell you about, but he was angry. Yes, I did tell you about it. He was angry when I asked for a raise. And so I did a remedy, and then like within a few days he called me, and it was like the opposite of possession. It's like the divine had entered him for this purpose. And maybe left right afterwards, but he called me, and you could hear it in the tone of the voice. It was like a completely different person, so nice, and singing my praises, and oh, I deserve the raise, and I'm getting it, and all this stuff. But the point was, like, when I'd asked for it, it was very negative. I mean, just, you know, he's hitting the roof. And it was the same thing when I asked a year ago. And not putting myself in a position in the future that I'm going to go through this every time, see? So I really want a career change. So I've been focusing on that with my prayers and remedies and stuff, because I got a great gig. It's just that it's limiting. I want something that's, you know, not just $1 an hour raise once a year. That's not good enough. And I don't want to have to deal with him every week when he comes in, because it's all complaints, you know. So I want to change there. So that's the thing I'm working on. But in my mind, I can't come up with something saying, point to that. Well, that's what I want. I just know that this isn't what I want. So can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, it's great. So as we're evolving, and that's what these programs do, we never know which program is doing what, because our karmas keeps rolling out. So we want to have kind of like that elevated state of consciousness. So all the remedies that are going on in the background, they're keeping us at that level of consciousness so we can see instead of being pulled down. So you're participating in the remedies that your soul calls to is saying, here's the playing field, it's up here. So now you can see. So, and then you feel that freedom from worry or anxiety or stress or whatever it is that you had noticed that you didn't even notice, you weren't even aware of it. So for your career though, or job change, and this is speaking to everyone, you will come to that point where you're like, this is unacceptable, so I have to live in this realm. I have to raise my consciousness. I have to look elsewhere. So you can go to an astrologer. If you had an astrology consultation and you didn't ask specifically what type of work you should do, when you should do that, then it's probably a good idea to go back, have a shorter astrology consultation and just ask those specific questions. When's the best time for me to ask for or go apply for something else? Where can I apply? Which direction? You can ask from your present place where to go. So if you're in the Southwest, say, for example, of the city, and that's where you work, then if the astrologer says the northeast would be good for you, it will give you money, it will give you a promotion, it will give you more flexibility. So you don't have to move to the other side of the city, but it can just be north or east of you. That could be 2 doors down, but it would be north or east of you. So they will tell you the direction that you need to go and look in that direction. And then you just go, and then the job will be there. The place that you want to work at will be there.
Would that be true if I want to stay in this town?
Yeah.
The direction of the town?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know what the astrologer is going to say to you, because I don't know your chart.
Well, I've had lots of astrology readings.
Ask specifically, though. You're going in to ask specifically where am I going now? Now that I'm more enlightened, then specifically I want to work on my career. I want to work on a new job. I want to work on this aspect of my life. And I want to increase my income, because they will tell you this is a good time to do that, because the planets are here and the transits are happening with planets and so on. So use it as a very specific guideline, not just as a general, hey, how's it going? Okay, let's look into your chart. You can now use it as them as a guide.
Yeah, I thought I was pretty specific with them, and I wasn't getting anything that was giving me what I was looking for as far as career advice.
Yeah, so ask those questions. Where in my chart, I'm in the Southwest or wherever you are in the city, where can I look? Which direction can I go that will empower me to get a job that is going to support me, give me a promotion, whatever. It's going to be great. And they will see in your chart, because you're coming in at that time, so they're looking very focused for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. iPhone is saying, I'm going through a very challenging time. My planets at birth weren't in the best house, and so far it's been really challenging. I'm doing meditation remedies that I can afford, but struggling with personal relationships, loss of family members, financial struggles, etc. What can you recommend? I really could do with some advice. And these are great questions. That's why we get on the spiritual path, because everything we're doing is not working out. So our soul's journey will come to this point where we have to now look in. So if you have been doing random remedies, then that's okay. It's starting to scrub you up, give you clarity. But go in and get an astrology consultation. Get a naughty astrology consultation. You got to start somewhere. Don't just do random stuff because you're feeling like anxiety and, oh my God, I read this thing and it sounds like this is what I should do. That may be what you should do, but you go to an astrologer to find out why you are suffering this long. So the planets will tell you. You will find out what your major planetary influence is. That is, planet in Sanskrit means, is translated it's kind of roughly, it's never specific, but it's like it's called graha. Planet is called graha. Graha means to like grab your attention. So it grabs your attention. So you can have all these great astrology consultations where they'll say, oh, this is a good placement for Saturn. This is a good placement for the Sun, Venus, Mars, Mercury, whatever. You're not feeling it. You're not feeling the love. You're not seeing the results, because the planetary influence, that period of time that you're running, is not yet happening. And it might not ever happen in that lifetime. So you want to ask the astrologer specifically, why am I suffering? You need to tell me. You need to tell me which planets to propitiate. You need to tell me what my past has been, and the astrologer will go in and they will answer those specific questions. So, and every time you go to an astrologer, you're asking at that moment in time, not back then when you were growing up and you had an astrology consultation. It's you're evolving, you're changing all the time. Just like if your life was a mess, your health was a mess, your finances are a mess, you're not going to, why are you not going to a financial advisor? Why are you not going to seek out medical care or attention? Why are you not going to find out what is going on with the losses of the family members? You got to find these things out. So go specifically. You want to go, if you have losses of family members, go to Tarpanum program. Why are your family members being taken out? Is it a disease? Then you got to go to health, right? So you go to the astrologer and you say all these things that are happening. And you ask the astrologer to look in and tell you what you need to do and when you need to do that. And why it is. So ask those. Yes, Wilma.
Yes, had a very unusual experience while you were doing the meditation, which was, as usual, fantastic. And I think I read at another call that when I had my reading, which was wonderful, I was told that Rama and I were born at the same time.
Whoa, you're born on a 9th moon. Awesome.
Okay, and so what was happening, and I thought I was dreaming and whatever else during the meditation, because I kept going off, coming back, and as you've been speaking, it suddenly got to me that there's a major mess. I was in my kitchen, and there was a stranger in my kitchen who he was coming every time you were speaking because he didn't have something. I don't know, and I suddenly realized this, but we couldn't talk to each other. He was in my house, but we couldn't. I suddenly realized, no, he's a messenger. So I realized this was somebody in my house I couldn't speak to, who evidently is a messenger for me, or a guide, or whatever. That's what I'm asking you. Then what occurred, there was Dr. Pillai said, here, step on this paper. This paper is charged, and you're going to totally change. I stepped on the paper, and I went into a major, can't even say altered state, but it's, that's the usual term. I became invisible for a while. I was totally charged, that there was nothing. It was very, very, very powerful. And then I was trying to say this to who was in the room, who kept moving from room to room, and I couldn't even find where he was going around in my house. And then the next thing I know, I'm in another house that I'd never seen before that had multiple rooms, and I kept opening up the doors. Didn't know where I was. I was looking where there's no one to speak to, and I'm opening up another door and another door and another door. Then there was a wall, but at the bottom of the wall there was a big opening, and I could see somebody's feet walking by. And I'm trying to lay down on the floor to see who's on there because why is the wall broken? And then all of a sudden, a little boy opens up the thing and starts talking to me. And I said, where are you? What is this? And he tears apart the wall. And then I kept going back into the meditation. And then there were times I felt I was in a garage. Couldn't find my car, but it was okay because I knew it'll be there somewhere. But this was constantly opening up new doors, getting lost, opening up new doors again. And so I'm calling for an explanation. I know this is a major something or other.
Oh, Wilma, it sounds like you did the meditation perfectly, because that's how it was coming in for all of us, was to explore those blocks, I know what my barrier is. Who cares? You got to go beyond it. So you had some pretty cool visuals or visions that are only for you. And that Dr. Clyde said, okay, I'm going to take you on a magic carpet ride. Stand on this piece of paper. You're going to the light. So yeah, and it's a blank, like a piece of paper is like a blank slate, right? It's like you get to, and that's how the divine will be. And Dr. Ply and all masters will take us on a spiritual journey that only we can relate to. So it might sound strange to other people, or why am I not getting that kind of vision? That's so cool. Don't be like that. You got to celebrate Wilma's journey, because you could have that one day, something similar, and you go, oh my God, that was like Wilma. And it can be a little different, but it sounds to me like you got all your doors unlocked and those rooms that you entered, and you kept going. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm pushing the knowledge out. So all those doors now have been opened, and now you can explore yourself in a whole new way. Let's see how it rolls out.
Yeah, because all the walls were being broken down. Every wall was being broken down. And I thought it was very significant that it was a little boy that then showed himself.
Yeah, and it could be past life. You could have a past life as a little boy, right?
I didn't go into mind at all.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying it might, you might explore those visions, those visual, as you go into meditation, or just as you're moving throughout your day or your week ahead. You know, something might come to you. This was a very deep and profound experience, and let it keep reminding yourself, or maybe do the meditation again and see where you go.
Absolutely.
You'll get more clarity. Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing.
Oh, that's great. Well, you connected with Dr. Ply, and that's who's coming through. So God bless you, Wilma.
Thank you.
Oh, happy Easter.
Thank you, you too. And by the way, when I had the reading, they said my major changes would be between April and June.
Oh, fantastic. April 1st is tomorrow.
Yes, yes.
Ah, great. Well, God bless you.
Thank you. And thank you so much for everything that you provide and give, and your open heart to share, that shares so lovingly.
Oh, you're very welcome, Wilma. Happy to be of service and support. It's awesome to be on this adventure with so many wonderful people like yourself.
Yes, yes. The people who come on are really special.
Super special, super special.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. Thank you. So hopefully iPhone person, that was helping you to see that, you know, you have to look in, and if you can't afford an astrology consultation, then like Wilma, you just keep diving deep into your spiritual practices, and your answers will come to you. You know, your answers to your life situation will be, hey, maybe you gotta look at this and trust that the divine is showing you something about your lineage. If people are dying off, then it gives you a clue. If they're suffering from some disease, or they're just it's their time to go, then you've got to really look at yourself and go, okay, now who am I going to be in this now? Why is that? Is it going to happen to me? So then you got to take care of those various areas of your life. If they're dying off and you're having struggles with all these different areas, do Tarpanum. If not, do it as a daily practice, and then go and do it in a year-long program. That's what I would recommend. And then don't do any other remedies, just do Tarpanum. And that will start to clear things for you financially and so on. But in the material world, go get financial advice. Go to a bank, go to somewhere where they can start to get you back on track. Mm-hmm.
Sucharita, I think if he's got a financial limitation, one thing that he could do is focus on Dr. Pillai's mantra and pray to him.
That will help. That will help, but you definitely have to take the steps, Linda. You've got to take the steps. You can't just say my life is a mess. You've got to, if you're doing remedies and you're doing programs and you're doing mantras and it's still a mess, you've got to take the steps.
No, I'm not saying he shouldn't do everything he can do. I'm just saying Dr. Pillai said that there's people that just focus on him.
Yeah, that definitely you can. Just focus on him and talk to him. But it sounds like this person is participating in remedies and doing things, connecting on the spiritual path. But definitely that's a good. You can offer, see, I always have the light. You can see the ghee lamp. Oh, Saturn's been so peaceful, just sitting here waiting for me to share with everyone a little bit of Saturn darshan. So this is a Saturn lamp, and it's got black sesame seeds and sesame oil, and then it's in a nice little dish because the oil drips off the wick, but it makes the space to be so peaceful. So if you haven't experienced peace on a Saturday or any other day, then just light a Saturn lamp and enjoy that. And you can just have it on your window sill or, you know, on your kitchen. If you have a kitchen window, you can put it there, because most of us are at the kitchen doing things. And it's a safe place because it's near the sink in case there's, you know, some fire or something. You can just put it right in the sink. So that's Saturn's grace. Rama and Swami Ramalingam, the same or related. Rama, the archetype, is God-man. And he didn't know he was God, just like Swami Ramalingam didn't know he was God, just like you and I don't know we're God. Right? So it's you need to be a spiritual warrior to go to that height, you know, to go to that depth and height and expansion of yourself, inner world and outer world. And it's only by the grace of God. So you can be on the spiritual path. But like Rama, he didn't know, he just kept doing what he had to do. He had to go fight the dark forces. And that was his role in life and the soul's journey. So like Swami Ramalinga, his life journey was to fight the dark forces. So he was quite a rebel as well, like Christ, like Rama. They were fighters. They were just fighting for the light, right? But not fighting to battle so much. And like you would, you know, see people going to war, like the soldiers, how they train the soldiers is to just be so mad and so angry, and you just want to kill. So not like that. Because then you'll have to kill maybe an innocent person. That's not a good idea. So it's not that kind of battling. It's to destroy those negative forces. So yes, they are one and the same, only different expressions through the myth. And the myth is like therapy. So Swami Ramalingam, he came at a time where it was pretty dark. In fact, right around the same time as he went to light, then light was discovered. The light bulb, right? Electricity. So, so that was a major breakthrough. So Rama, there was a major breakthrough in his time on the earth plane. A lot more light, love, intelligence came into the earth plane. And then Swami Ramalingam, a lot of light literally came into the earth plane. Electricity changed everything, right? And then the ascension process, in our contemporary time, it gave us the opportunity to explore that. So people who are on the path with Dr. Pillai when he was Swami Ramalingam, you will know, because you'll be interested in taking light body courses and taking all his courses, because you want to build that consciousness up. And then the grace is what is going to decide. But the playing field or the foundation is, or the garden that you have to grow, or the building that you have to build, create inside of you, the temple within, the Garden of Eden within has to be worked on every single day. And you have to have a lot of support coming from remedies. So your co-workers, you know, your working people have to construct this consciousness on your behalf at the level of the soul. And then once you raise your vibration to that level, and it can be instantaneous that you could turn the body into light. In the wink of an eye, it can turn the body into light. So in the wink of an eye, you can do that, but you've got to prepare yourself for it, or you blink and miss it. So yes and no, Karen. Hmm? Okay. There's links that have been shared for this extension program. And that's the one that I'll be teaching between Wealth Rising, that's completed already, and then going into Shrimberzi Immersion is going to be on the 20th of May. So from now until the 20th of May, we're going to meet every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Fire Labs are continuing. Yeah. So if you're interested in joining that community, powerful community, oh my God, best community, just saying. Well, you guys here at Powertime are pretty cool too. Where can you get a copy of the calendar using to identify? So this is the AstroVed calendar right here for this year. Isn't that beautiful? And then you open it up and look at mine is all like, these are the power days. So I don't miss them. Even if I don't read them every day, I'll just be like, that energy is coming. No, you should read it every day. That's not because I'm teaching it. It's because I look at this every day and I want to see the energy of the day so I don't miss. I will miss even if I'm looking at the calendar. So I have to highlight it. I've got to put, even though it says fourth moon on there or new moon or full moon, I put it in my handwriting because my consciousness won't remember every day when I look at it. It's full of other stuff that we have to do. So you can only take on so much in your brain and then you're spun out, right? So, and then Deha has posted the link. Thank you, Goddess Deha. Sopa is saying, amazing experience. Babaji came and the light was so bright when you started Arul chanting. I saw Bal Gopal and then Infant Jesus. Amazing, amazing. Zonked out. Heaviness in my third eye. I saw some saints too. Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Chopin. That's such a blessing. So that is an indicator. The saints and sages and divine beings, they're always around us. We've just got to get into that zone. We got to knock on their doors. And then they may appear to us in a physical form, or they may appear to us in an energetic form, or a light, or just that intuition. All of a sudden you will just have a memory so strong. And then you'll be Googling stuff later on and you go, oh my God, that's who I saw in my meditation. Or you'll open a book. What? Who is that? And then you read about it. So that's, the divine always plays with you on the spiritual path. It's not so serious all the time. iPhone is saying, okay, we already talked to iPhone about the relationships. Oh, I really could do with some advice. I also want to add, I ordered Panguni Uttaram, but instead of peace, relationships have gone downhill. Oh, instead of peace. Well, that's, relationships will go downhill if they're not supposed to be the way they're supposed to be. Here's the thing, everyone. When you have relationships with others, who has to change? You. So if you're looking at your relationships as going downhill, instead of maybe it has to hit the rock bottom so that it can come up again. But you got, if you're, and this is about anything in life, if we're constantly looking for the mistakes, or we're critical, we're criticizing, and we can say, oh, it's constructive criticism. What are you constructing? Criticism. You know, you have to look at the life and say, oh, okay, this is an issue. And if you're seeing it going down, then you got to go and do something even stronger for yourself. So go pray to the divine and you say, I cannot do it. I cannot do it, Christ. I cannot do it, Dr. Ply. I cannot do it, Goddess Lakshmi, whoever. You have to say to yourself, I surrender this. You did think that Jesus could say, hey, God, you know what? Okay, get me off this cross now. No. This is your karma. This is your story that you want to live. And how you have to come out of it. Because nobody has to do that what Jesus did. They don't have to do that anymore. He did it for everybody. So don't get your hands off the cross. Take the nails out. First things first. Meaning stop looking at all your pain and struggle and you're creating that consciousness. You're swirling it around. You're reinforcing it. So it's all about you. And I don't want this to sound serious just because I said it the other 2 seconds ago or 5 seconds ago. It's not so serious. But really, stop. Stop looking. And it's not just you, iPhone. It's everyone, all of us. We can't keep reinforcing and putting so much stuff on what is not right or wrong or bad, or then that will be your life story. So we've got to, okay, note to self, there's a storm everywhere. It's horrible everywhere for my whole lifetime. Thank God I have been as strong in my faith and trust in the divine that has got me this far. And I'm going to build on that now, because you got me out of the worst for so long. And then everything that you're relating to is because of you. So don't look at it like it is terrible. You have to look at what's going on inside of you and put love in you, put divinity in you, and you surrender it to the divine and do your practices and go get help for you. So you can get guidance on how to respond to all these situations. So that's what I have to say. And that is from my bottom of my heart. It's not an easy path that we're on. It's a double-edged sword, as Dr. Ply shares, but it's the truth. And the truth is the way. And that's the way we have to grab onto it, good or bad. It is the truth. And then we surrender to God, the highest intelligence inside of us, and also as above, so below, and on your path, whatever path you choose. But you can put it all, you can write all your problems on a piece of paper, put it in front of Dr. Ply and say, I'm done. I've got to this point, I cannot do it anymore. And then go get an astrology consultation, go get financial help, get family counseling for yourself. And then you can invite your friends, your family members. And you can go to a church or anywhere. There's always counseling, community counseling. So again, don't just go and space out in your spiritual path. Use your intelligence from your spiritual path to go and fix your life. But the main thing is that if you keep looking at the people in your life as they're all messed up, and you are too, you're creating that all around. So stop and then go create something else. And think of them and pray to them. Pray to their souls. Heal yourself, please. Get out of suffering. God, heal them. I can't do anything. Like Christ. God, they don't know what they're doing. Please. Forgive. They don't know that they're poking me and prodding me and doing all these horrible things. So you just gotta get to that potent place inside yourself that is connected to God. And God will just do it. Faith comes later. You got to do something different. Miriam is saying, I just signed up for Shreember's immersion program and received welcome email with instructions to go to PC Academy, Apply Center Academy. I logged in and the link is there too to join the Sunday calls, and also the call details are under Sunday coaching call session. Fabulous. Naughty astrology, different from normal astrology reading. I had a reading recently through Wealth Rising. I didn't find it was very helpful. Again, you have a lot of negativity. You won't see it helpful. So don't go to naughty astrology because you won't see it helpful. So you need to just go and pray to change your thinking. And Shreember's will change your thinking, but it's going to take you zillions of Shreember's. So don't give up. Get going. Double down. Right? You got to get into it and change your thinking. You're expecting different results, but your thinking is very negative. Sorry to say. Just listen to this. Take it in deeply. And it's going to hurt. And a lot of people might say, wow, that hurts. But we all know when we are faced with our truth, we start to change. The truth sets us free. And then we will break down and we will really cry to the divine, and then the light will come. So let the light come. Stop doing remedies. Stop doing everything that you're doing because it's not helping you. If you're so negative in your outlook. And Dr. Ply would say that too, stop. So it's not just me. Trust me, I wouldn't say that. I don't want anybody to be mad at me, but I'm just speaking what he's shared with me over the years. He's given me some hard truth. And it just like cut me and cracked me open. And it was painful. It was necessary. So Shilpa's saying, I did my Naughty and Remedies program last year. Should I do it again? I got all specific chapters, 2, career, relationship, personal enlightenment. Yeah, Shilpa, you can do it every year. I wouldn't get all the other chapters though. Just go, you can go once every couple of years, I would say. Because why am I saying that is because Jupiter transits every year. So if you're into Guru's grace, then you could do it every year because you want, as Jupiter's transiting each sign, you want to see where he's going to give you blessings at the level of the soul, because the naughty is coming in and saying there's a lifetime that you need to look at. It's just about to toss your life around a bit. So you got to grab onto the lifeboat, which is the Guru, and then he will take you safely to the other side. Avoid the dangers that can lie ahead. Or also give you direction on what you can explore that's really fabulous that you might miss. So the Nadi is an initiation, again, into a higher state of consciousness. It gets you out of negativity, gets you out of the negative mind. It cleans up your aura. It cleans up your thinking. It cleans up your soul so it doesn't pump negativity into your brain. So I would, personally, I get them about once every couple of years. Why? Because Saturn transits every 2.5 years. So it hangs out in a sign for 2.5 years. That's where you're on your spiritual path and you're doing all the work and you see how you're unfolding in a couple of years. Okay, first year might be like a little tricky, second year is a little bit better, and then that half year, okay, it goes into a new sign. So you want to see where those major planetary periods are happening, and then you can shift with those planetary influences. And Rahu Ketu are 18 months, they shift, but they're not planets, but they're tricky. They're tricky. So you want it, depending if it's your major, minor planetary period, you will be compelled to do it. So in a general sense, I would say every 2 years is good, because you're within that 1 year. When you get the Nadi astrology consultation, you can even ask the astrologer during your direct explanation, what's Jupiter going to do in the 2 years. But don't get any more of your other chapters. Just go, now that you've delved in, you've cleaned up, every couple of years you can look into your Nadi. And again, you know, Dr. Ply has shared with me and many people, have you had a Nadi? No, not in the last 2 years. Okay, you should be good. 6 months later, he'll go get a Nadi. Right? So if that is a calling inside of you to go do it before the 2 year period or 1 year, whatever you decide, then you just got to go with that, because it's like your soul's, we're doing all these programs and remedies and services, and we're evolving so fast. Everything is speeding up. So the whatever our spiritual journey is, we've got to resonate with that. So we want to clear the way of anything else trying to pull us down from those great heights. We don't want to be pulled down. So we go after the Nadi to look at the remedies that will keep us supported and elevated, not only on the spiritual path, but also in our material pursuits. Somebody is saying, I was doubting about Shreen Brzee because I came across the YouTube some things about Dr. Ply, and Brzee is not working. I was not changing for 2 days, and after 2 days she came into my dreams. Amazing. Now I have no doubts at all. Thank you, Sucharita. Thank you, whoever shared this privately. So there you go. Even if you are negative, keep doing it, right? Because you will just say, I'm such a negative person. I'm not going to ever break through this negativity. My whole life I have been. I see everything as negative. Nothing is working. Shreen Brzee, you have to. This is it. And then a couple of days later, miracles happen. Thank you for that sharing, private person. Shilpa's saying, I was born on a Saturday on the 8th of September. It was the 11th waxing moon as per Astrovid app. Fabulous. Looks like you got a lot of Saturn energy in there and some Vishnu energy. Diha's giving the link for Nadi astrology. Thank you, Diha. Shilpa's saying, I couldn't recognize the saints, but I had Saturn call before and I saw so many things there and now here. So it's an overload of divine beings loving it. Hey, the more you participate on this path, all the stuff that's going on in your life gets cleaned up, because you're diving into higher consciousness. And those beings are angels, they're guides, they're workers, they're like bodyguards. They help you. So keep immersing yourself in it, and that's the highest education. When you're highly educated, you make wise decisions. Hopefully you do. And even through your life experience, you don't have to go to high academia, because that can also spin you out too. Make you to be too logical and rational and then stuck. Trying to prove everything. So the highest education is your soul's education, and that will, when you immerse yourself in as much as you can, you're filling your cup. You're filling this unit, the cup runneth over. Then everything will shift. Sopa's saying, iPhone, it's not easy for most of us. I'm too in a lot of frustration and get where you're going through. Hope things lighten up for you. Just ask Babaji or any God you can connect with and give you faith and strength to handle it. God bless. Thank you for the blessing, Sopa. Making a list of what I'm grateful for, Brenda is saying. Absolutely. Gratitude. But if you can't even get to that, here's the thing, is that I'm sensing from this iPhone person. And thank you, iPhone person, because we are all experiencing it every day. We're bombarded with negativity every day. that is the way of the world. But if we focus on that, then we are going to be sucked into that vortex. We don't need to be. We can get the blessings on this path to come out of that. And there's, in psychology, there is a term they call it, is like you're addicted to chaos. It's kind of like something that you just automatically seek, and you don't even know you're seeking it. It's unconscious. It's at the subconscious level. It's below your consciousness. Once you raise your consciousness, your vibrations, and you're higher vibrating, you're up here, then all the other stuff is here. You're rising above it. It's there, but you're not touched by it. You're not dragged in, sucked into the vortex. So just kind of snap yourself out of it. Snap out of it. You know, that's what Dr. Ply used to do. He literally like smack me like out of it. Like, stop it. It's not good for you to do. Even if I thought it was good. My thing was I was trained in medical field and then healing profession. And it was killing me. Just get out of it. Karma's finished. Get out. Oh my God, what? Just come 100,000 in debt, my school. Oh my God, you know. Fast forward 20 some odd years later, great advice. At the time, sucked. And then too, we are on this path, we will have more and more of these negative entities that come and try to mess us up and knock us off and make us to look at people in a harmful way. Oh, they shouldn't have said that, or, you know, whatever. That's just like, where is that coming from? Stop it. Get a hold of yourself. Shilpa says, I'm a very negative thinker, but nowadays I tell my negative thoughts to get lost. But it creeps in and I have to be so alert to kick it out, especially at work and stuff. I think it's Saturn. It can be that, Shilpa, but it's also just look at the world. We are immersed in wars, pollution, bad behavior everywhere. It's pretty much, Dr. Ply says like 90% is negative. So you're doing good if you can just stick on a spiritual path, you know, but don't grab on to that. You got to kick it out. You got to tell it to go to HE double hockey stick, right? Just like Christ, you got tempted. Hey, come and play in here. It's really negative, but you got a lot of toys. And he just went, no, I'm good. I think I'm going to heaven. I think I'm going to see heaven in everywhere. Not that. The mantras help surrendering and getting out of the way, allowing the divine. Yes. Well, here's the thing. You can do the mantras and then you'll just be like, nothing's working, nothing's working, Shrimbazi, nothing's working, Shrimbazi, nothing's working, Shrimbazi. This sucks, Shrimbazi. Never going to happen, Shrimbazi. What are you creating? So be careful with your mantras. Your mantras will go, oh, you want to have the blessings of my sister? Because Lakshmi's sister is the goddess Alakshmi, who is poverty. So she's hanging out, ready for you. Have crappy relationships, have crappy life. Have no money, have no nothing. It's just one letter. Lakshmi or Lakshmi. One letter. So you just have to be careful what you're saying to yourself. So if you're saying Shrimbazi and you're thinking bad, you're gonna have to say a gazillion Shrimbazi so you will get that negativity out of you. Because the Shrimbazi also is, this is the beauty of the Shrimbazi though, is that if you've had a lifetime of negativity, it's going to take you a little while, but you're going to clean out the karma, because Shri and Brazil will do that. Yes, who's there?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
This is Jennifer.
I'm
How are
getting a
you?
little bit of a echo. Can you go on, not on speaker?
Let me turn the let me mute the computer.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, how's that?
Yes, perfect. What's your name again?
Jennifer, you can just call me DB. I just go by my initials.
DB.
I had a couple of comments to make. First of all, the last night, the fire lab was fabulous. I just love it that you had it in your house, and I love looking at the fire dancing and all the images you see. It was just really so profound. So
Wonderful.
I just wanted to thank you for that experience.
Thank you. Thanks to Dr. Pillai, I'm able to do this for everyone.
Yes, Dr. Pillai. And it was my first fire lab attendance, and I was a little late, and I got in late, but I'm looking forward to be able to view the first 30 minutes that I missed. I think I got it just before you started the fire, the chanting.
Great.
And also last week I did my first Saturn lamp. I have this sort of copper tray that has an Om symbol in it, and it was kind of like not very shiny, kind of like darkened, and then during the day, like a couple of times I had heard people say before, it would start to like smoke for a few minutes, but then it just completely stopped. I was like, well, this is organic sesame oil. Why is it? I said, maybe it just had to release something. I started talking to it, and then it just stopped. And I was like, what's going on? Why are you smoking? You're supposed to be organic, you know? And it stopped. And it was clear. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. And so I let it burn. I didn't, you know, it was around midnight when I went to bed, and I had filled it. There was still oil in there and the sesame seeds, and I left it. And then in the morning, when I cleaned out the little like tray platter, it was like a small size plate, it was just gorgeously shining bright, like brand new, like almost like gold. I was like, oh, sesame oil does that? It was just amazing.
That is Saturn's grace. So Saturn will take something like coal or dirt and turn it into gold.
Really? I had never heard that. I was really amazed. I was really amazed at how beautiful it was. It seemed like more beautiful than when I bought it. I was like, what? Sesame oil cleans things up?
I think it's more Saturn.
Oh, the Saturn. Okay, Saturn. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you. I just wanted to know what you thought about that. I didn't go to bed last.
And here's something that you said, DB, that's very powerful for everyone. So here you saw the black, which we talked about. It can be that the oil is not a high quality that will create the black smoke. However, it can also be, so you get a good quality oil, and like you said, you had organic oil, and then you had, just spontaneously, you told it, hey, wait a minute. And that is like you are diving into the spiritual realm. So you're diving into that subtler metaphysical realm. So the realm around the physical, the meta, it's around, it means it's around. And so you're what's going on here? And you speak to it. You speak to Saturn. That is the Saturn. That's where Saturn can land. It's this landing pad. So he could be saying, hey, I'm going to come and deliver some harsh karma. And you're going, hey, wait a minute. No, you know, you're going to be doing some good karma for me. The next day you see, you can, and you also feel inside of you that you have cleared something, and it's showing you now what's inside. You're seeing it outside, and that's the gold. So keep doing this for Saturn. He loves it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So I just wanted to thank you for sharing about the Saturn lamp. You know, I was up last night till after 2, and I went outside and was looking at the full moon and saying mantra and, you know, just thinking about the fire lab and I just thought that was just so radical and off the hook to do a fire lab in your fireplace. It was just really, it was so sweet. And then this morning on the meditation, when you were talking about the light and the brain and the midbrain, and, you know, lighting up the 2 halves, it was just like all of a sudden, it was like a firecracker went off, and it was like my brain, the light expanded like the size of my room. It was like, whoa. It was, maybe you could even equate it to like a lightning bolt. It was just like, and you know how when you see the pictures of the brain and the neurons firing off and everything, it was just like it was just like this expansive brain. My brain expanded like the size of a room. I was like, whoa, these neurons are firing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's just amazing how, you know, you deliver these very, I don't want to say simplistic, but they're very simple, but so grounded and powerful, you know, your guidance. And I just really appreciate it. So there were 3 things I wanted to comment on. Okay, it was the fire lab, it was thank you for the lamp, and then that. So, you know, your audio started going down this morning when you got into the meditation, because you were going, I guess your voice started to lowering. It was kind of like my computer was all the way up, but I was having a rough time kind of hearing you because you were going your voice was getting so subtle, so soft, and so sweet.
Oh,
so I don't know.
Okay, sorry if you couldn't hear.
No, it's okay. I always tell people they never have to tell me they're sorry because sorry is a sorry word. But I was just saying maybe in the future, if you're going into meditation, you could bring your audio up a little if possible.
Yeah,
or I don't know.
I think it's up. I'm looking, it's halfway up. So it will be pretty echoey if I have it any higher than that. So maybe it was my voice just going off into the distance.
Yeah, it was, definitely. So I just want to thank you, and, you know, I just want to be encouraged. I really love the what Pillai Center is doing. And I was listening to someone speaking about, well, what is your morning ritual, you know, and I found out, you know, there's certain things I do. I have to have my tea and, you know, burn my incense, say my prayers. And then I was like, you know what? I really like waking up to Astro Bed TV to see what they're jamming in the morning.
Awesome.
And it's just so uplifting. You know, I'm like, Dr. Pillai is just brilliant because he has it so that whatever we're feeling or whatever we're not feeling, we can plug into this positive energy. And I just think it's so brilliant what he's doing. And then having his students deliver the teachings, it's really phenomenal. I'm deeply touched by everything that you guys are doing.
Oh,
so I really want to thank you. I really do. Just thank you for, like, when I'm out in the public, or sometimes if I catch the bus downtown, or I always tell people, thank you for coming to work. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being obedient, you know?
beautiful.
Thank you. So I'm just really looking forward to working with you guys.
Well, I hope that you'll join the Shreen Brzee Immersion program, if you can.
I'm going to look into that. You know, I'm definitely dealing with some financial challenges, and the Shreen Brzee, you know, I had sent you an email when I started listening about a month ago,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't respond, and I don't know if you received it or
I
not.
probably didn't receive it, DB. Send it again.
Yeah, because I was asking about because the first time I listened to you, I don't think it was maybe the 1st of March, during that March, was it March 3rd? When you were talking about this program, the Carpanae or Carpanae, did you have to get permission to do it?
Yeah.
And you said send you an email, and I did. I didn't even know if I spelled the word right, but I sent it to you.
Maybe, do you have my name right? Sucharita@applycenter.com?
I think so. I think I did, because it didn't come back. You know, usually when you send emails, if there's not the correct address, it comes back.
Right. Okay, well, send it again. So sorry I missed it. So send it again, and then I'll respond.
And just thank you for everything. It's just so delightful. I hope I said everything I wanted to say, but just thank you for being your authentic self, because it is it's just a blessing. Your presence on this planet is just a blessing, and I just really admire what you're doing very much.
Well, thank you, DB, and beautiful sharing. And it creates that. I wish I would have counted how many times you said thank you, but that thank you creates this consciousness where nothing can touch you. Like, it was just surrounded with gratitude. So I really hope that helps other people to look in your life. Like you said, just say thank you to everybody. You don't have to say it out loud, but say thank you in your mind. Oh, thank you, bus driver, for getting me here. Thank you for, for the person who is at the bank and they're looking at me with love instead of looking at me and going, wow, you're in trouble. They just say thank you to everything. And that thank you, that gratitude, that attitude of gratitude is going to get you out of your funky situation, wherever it is in your life. And then the divine will guide you. So perhaps, DB, this is the time we're supposed to get together, and we will on email. So please send it again. And always.
Okay, then
yeah.
Okay, are you still there? One more thing, I really, really would love to come to San Diego and see Dr. Pillai, and that's my miracle, and so that I want to create and manifest in this next few weeks. And my son called me this morning. I was speaking to him about it, and maybe you can just give me a focus with the Shreen Brzee, or just something to make sure.
Get out of your mind. Get out of your mind. Just say Shreen Brzee. Get out of your mind. Get out of your thinking. You already know what you want to do. So just Shreen Brzee 24/7. Have it. You're listening to it. You got your earbuds on. You've got your computer on at home. Even when you're not home, have it playing. Have it vibrating in your space. Say it all the time. You're traveling on a bus. You should be able to say 1,000,000 Shreen Brzees a day. So just.
Okay, no, I do drive, but I'm just saying, like, when I used to catch the bus more often, or just anytime anyone who's treating me nice in the public, it's like, just thank you. But I just wanted to say that, what was the thought that you had said about this? So the Shreen Brzee. What I wanted to say is regarding the price of the rooms. If is there any way, any type of board that you guys have? I know you have these. I'm not good on the internet because I'm from the older generation. I don't like being online, but I was wondering, is there anybody that's willing to share a room to cut down the price or something? I would really like to be there, and I just, if there's anybody.
Do is send an email to programs or to Office Apply Center, and then ask if there is a possibility to room with someone else.
All right, beautiful. All right, thank you so much. And you're just amazing. You did that chanting last night. I knew you were doing 1,000 and what you said 80. I was like, she's really intense. I was like, she's going for 1,000. She's going for 1,000. It was just like, she is serious.
Aww.
And it was just amazing. It really was. It was just, you were just doing it, screaming and breathing. And I was like, oh my God, she's going for 1,000. It was just exciting to me because you were so into it. I just loved it. So just thank you. Have a beautiful weekend.
Oh,
and
DB,
take care.
don't leave yet, DB. Wait a second.
Yes.
Denisa is in, she's one of the volunteers who are helping people to get to the San Diego event. There's your goddess is right here. Go ahead, Denisa.
Hi, DB, this is Denisa, and I am the coordinator for all the volunteers, and I have received some requests asking if I know anyone that wants to room together. So my suggestion is, if you can go on Facebook, unless you say you're not very techie, then you can.
No, I am. You know, I'm not very techie, but I am on Facebook, even though I don't go that often. But I am on Facebook.
Okay, can you please find me on Facebook? This is my name. I just put it on there on the chat. And
let me find it.
And then you can friend me, and then I can get you some information. Okay.
Or what we can do, DB, is if it's easier for you to send an email to, I don't know if Denisa wants to give her email out, but you can definitely send an email to me and then I'll connect you with Denisa.
Yeah, because I'm trying to see her name. Okay, that's Peralta, because there's a college there's a college here called Peralta College, Denisa. Dan is a Peralta. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Beautiful.
Hallelujah. You're going. Yay.
All right. Speak all soon. Peace. Have a beautiful week. Beautiful weekend in the light. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Denisa. Anything else you wanted to share, Denisa?
Just glad I was here right on time.
I know, right? You're so divine.
I know, it's perfect. I've just been listening all morning and meditating with the group, and I'm just so happy that this service is available to us, and I'm so grateful to Dr. Pillai and yourself, and yeah, you know, we go through the ups and downs, but I really feel that if we stay faithful and we stick to the stream Brazils and the practices, it really gets us through this. And it's the monkey mind messing with us all the time. And Sucharita is such a light for us. So thank you so much. And let's keep going, guys. Let's just keep going.
Well, thank you, Denisa. And for everyone who is listening, whether you're on the phone or on the computer, Denisa is relatively new to the teachings with Dr. Pillai, but at the soul level, she's an old soul. And she recently, we met in Wealth Rising, and then we met in India in person. So things can happen very fast, and now we're working together in advisory services. So as we're evolving, the support is always going to be there. And just as you had mentioned, Denisa, like, boom, you're right on time. So this is an indicator, no matter what is going on in our monkey mind or in the world or in our lives, we will be right on time, in divine moment where we can be of service and support. So that is another thing that we can do, is to express our gratitude by taking action. So you just get into action. Even if your life isn't rolling out the way you want it to roll out, being of service to some other person and just doing it because for the love of it, not because you're going to get anything out of it. Just do it because you can. And then the divine will go, all right, now we'll just sort all that other stuff out. And that's how it does happen. So you're not doing it to get something, you're doing it because you can. So be of service to the people around you, meaning be compassionate, be loving, be supportive, step in and say loving things, offer a helping hand, and that will get you out of your funky way of being. So thank you, Denise, for jumping in and then also for sharing, and it's going to be an amazing, well, it is an amazing journey again in this lifetime. Estelle is saying, thank you so much for who you are, what you give us, always come back to Shrimbrzi. Happy Easter to all Shrimbrzi lovers. And people who are joining for the first time, or they're going to watch this on the YouTube or wherever they post it, the Shrimbrzi is, that's the highest vibrating sound, the sounds, Shrim and Brzi. So the highest vibration that you can have coming into the earth plane. And whether you know how it works or not, you just keep doing it, keep meditating on it, keep doing mantras, participate in fire labs, because you don't have to do anything. You can just be watching it like you watch a TV show. But what will be happening to you is something really profound and deep, and will feed your soul, will fill this cup up with divinity, and divinity will guide you thereafter, and it will keep filling it up. You will never be empty. And then your problems will just be pushed away. You won't, they won't touch you, because you'll be so full of light that anything that's bugging you, it will just be like a bug light. It will just go off, right? It's not that you'll kill it off. You just won't be attached to that energy that drags you down. And you will see those individuals or see the situations in a whole new light. If some people say to me over the years, I came to Dr. Ply to get rid of my cancer. It got worse. Then I did all these remedies. It got worse. Then I just went and did the chemo and, you know, radiation, and was out for like 2 years. And they come back and they go, thank you. I go, whoa, wow, okay. If I didn't go through the cancer, the radiation, the treatment, I would never ever change myself. And you were there just to support me as I was going through it. So thank you for just holding my hand while I was going into my deepest, darkest, yuckiest karma, so that I could transform. So that in and of itself is, we have to see the light in every terrible situation, because then and only then will we know the exact opposite, which is tremendous light, tremendous freedom, tremendous intelligence, tremendous opportunity to be alive again, because we know what death is. You can be walking around having everything, but you can be dead in your soul. So God bless everybody on this happy Easter weekend. Let's get into a happy note, please. Someone is saying my Saturn lamp runs out of oil very quickly. Can you explain why? Yeah, either you need a bigger lamp. This is a pretty good size one. So it's like maybe 2-3 inches by 3 inches circumference. And that will go, it's been burning just from the call. So I'll have to fill it up again. So maybe I will fill it up 3 or 4 times today. If it's burning really fast, then, and it's that size, then you are burning some karma. Good sign. Saturn's coming and drinking it all up. Thank you. Food for me. Blessings for you. Bhairavi saying, oh, Bhairavi. Beautiful meditation, went deeply into the light, the sounds, especially Arutparang Jyoti. Great sharings. Thank you. Happy Easter, everyone. Shrimbrzi. And thank you, Bhairavi, for all your angelic support that you just do out. Bhairavi just comes out of nowhere, and she just helps everyone, and she just does it out of the love. And I know Barbie over the years have had some challenges, and she's just joy through all the challenges. Yes, we have our moments where we're upset or we're angry, but that is just like, okay, anyways, like turn that channel, get that out of there. So thank you, Barbie, for always being inspiring and being able to pour that love and joy into all the responses that you give to members as you support them through customer service and then also on all these calls. Okay, are we full? Are we done? Well, thank you, everyone. Fran, Copper Bowl? Yeah, I think it's copper. I don't know. I just got it at, like a dollar store or something. So it might be brass, maybe brass. Brass, copper, metal, can do. Don't put it in a wood bowl. Not a good idea. And glass bowl, not a good idea. You'd probably burst it. So metal is a good one, or clay. If you have clay, that can be helpful as well. But then the clay, sometimes the oil goes through the clay, so that it gets messier. Experiment with it. Linda?
Are you familiar with the AstroVed TV?
A little bit.
Well, the search engine never works for me, no matter what I put in. So I sent an email. And anyways, you can, like, say they do a fire lab, and then later on, you can still play it whenever you want to. But each morning when they're doing the planet of the day, like today was Saturn, so they're doing the Shani Shariah mantra. I was trying to see if you can find those after the fact. And I can't see that when I scan through all their stuff, but that would be a great thing to have so that we can play it all day Saturday, since we don't have the mantra download. So you think?
Yeah, you can.
You know anything about that?
No, I don't. But what you can do, again, Linda, copy me on your request. And I heard that you, from the CRM manager at AstroVed, because I had asked him last week when you had asked about getting actually a Tritia's installment plan. And I had shared, is it possible? And he said, oh, is it from Linda? And I said, yeah. So he said, can I do it? I said, yes, you should do it for her. So
he did, and he broke it down into 3 payments, which is great. So I appreciate your intervening.
Yeah, so just send an email to AstroVed, support@astroved.com, copy me on it, and then I will follow up with and do the needful, what I can.
Because a year or 2 ago, they had an expensive Saturn program, I think it was at AstroVed, that I couldn't do at that time, but getting the mantra download was part of it. And I asked, can I buy just the mantra download? And they said no. And now they're using that same mantra every Saturday, but I can't like just go to AstroVed TV and then play that during the day.
Okay.
So, and I'm in that Ultimate Saturn program. You know, they maybe would give us that.
Why don't you ask, is it Lalita Devi? She's a teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah, ask her to get it for you. She'll get it.
Okay, because I think I already sent an email asking them, will you give it to me through that?
Yeah, ask Lalita Devi. She'll get it. But you can put me on the email and we'll get it for you.
Yeah, because then we can play it all day long.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, hon.
Have a good day.
You too. Oh, Deeha's saying you can go to YouTube page for AstroVed to see replays on the daily live fire labs and such. So AstroVed YouTube.
Instead of going to AstroVed and then clicking on.
Yeah. So just go to the YouTube and then you can see the daily plays.
Because you can see them anyways. So he's saying it is there if I just go to AstroVed?
AstroVed YouTube.
And he's saying it will be there?
Yeah, Deeha's saying, Deeha's a girl.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else before we wrap it up? I think we've come to a long end of a long call. It's a long weekend, right? Good Friday, we didn't, everything was closed, so Saturday, Sunday. So hopefully our cup is full and it hath runneth over and it's pouring out all the stuff that no longer serves us. Thank you everyone for your beautiful sharings and your inspiring experiences that will help to others to light their life up and light the path, the internal path, and light that motivation to go and keep doing the Shri Brazil. Even if you don't see the light right away, it will happen. And thanks to everybody who always supports the program with your holding the space. So you're doing a big thing by creating that space of focus and attention and holding the vortex open so that Dr. Pillai can come in and bless everyone. So God bless you all. Happy Easter, safe travels, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.